Hey, Miss Robin.
Hey, Greg.
Mhm.
Just sent you guys another person for the Human Design Oil Kit. So
Oh,
that's
tremendous.
yep. I have a question about a
Mhm.
client.
Sure, far away.
Wondering about essential oils for healing a life. She's in her 70s, a
Okay.
lifelong habit of soothing herself through eating and overeating. Her issues are around calming fear and learning more
I was just going to
self-love.
say, is there a lot of anxiety?
A lot of anxiety, yeah.
How conscious is she of the anxiety?
Very conscious,
Okay.
very conscious. And human design,
Um,
she's a manifester. Yeah.
um, and was there events that caused her to be fearful or
You know,
implied, or she
she
just,
grew up in rural Iowa,
uh,
a long time ago when they still had an outhouse.
yeah,
And, it was that she grew up in very, I wouldn't say primitive, but in that kind of way, that
sure.
very kind of way, and farming. And, I think there was just a lot of not being tended to in a certain way.
Hmm.
And also while she was in the womb, her mother's brother was missing in action. So I think
Missing
there's
in action in a war.
war. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and ended up dead, ended up not
Yeah.
coming back. So, yeah. So I think there's a really early wound around fear and anxiety that she picked up there.
I'm looking at my notes for a second here.
It was just not a very relationally based family, very Iowa, on
Hmm.
your own.
Well, normally I'd go to like, oh, let's talk about like things like potentially like Palo Santo or like vetiver or spikenard, or there's that blend, serenity. But I would say with her, I'd like to do something a little bit different. Did you ever have children?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so never a child.
She's unpartnered. Her important relationship in her life was killed in a plane crash.
Oh man, she has had a rough one.
Yeah.
I would probably go like just two things right off the bat. And so first off, I would do, and this is not a common one for me to say for like the anxiety, but jasmine. And the thing with jasmine is way more fortifying to the nerves and to the spleen than we really think. And it's one of those things where it's almost like when things are happening, it's almost like having a little bit more of a playful approach to life rather than everything is like a crisis or something to fend off or a fire to put out. You know what I mean? It's almost like bringing a little bit of a childlike kind of playfulness about like situations rather than just being like super um like rich is not the right word. It's almost like problem solving or like waiting for the next shoe to drop. You know what I mean? Like I think there's like, just with the little bit that you've told me, how could you not be waiting for the next shoe to drop? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's these big significant things, and it's like the jasmine just helps to like soften and take that edge off where you're just always like what about the shoes? What about the shoe dropping? What should I do with the shoe? Like, you just, your mind is in that place of like kind of fight flight thinking. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Exactly.
And it you could say marjoram would pull you out and this would pull you out, but for her, she has experiences that she has to diminish for her to be able to get there. Like, it's not just like, oh, she's in fight flight. She's in fight flight because she can remember these things, and like they impacted her so hard. And so, just inhaling them. And I'd almost like her to do like body awareness with it, where she just kind of checks in with her body. And then wherever she feels like some tension or some weirdness, heaviness, a little pain, and inhale it just by maintaining her awareness on that part of the body. And then also inhaling it with her awareness on the temples, so both there, probably a couple drops on her wrist daily as well. Like it would be good for her to get the chemistry of it into her bloodstream. And then the second one is helichrysum, and just to release the traumatic and hurt feelings from the past. And the thing with helichrysum, it's not just about releasing the traumas from the past, but like helping a person move past the traumatic events. Because like the thing is there's the emotional part, there's the mental part, but the hardest part is actually the physiology. You have things in your neurological makeup that makes it a little bit harder to move past certain events, because part of your brain and your mind is like, yeah, but what if it happens again? Or like, I didn't see this coming, or the brain's always wanting to predict the future to avoid these things. And so at one level we let it go, and then on another level it was like the brain is like, yeah, but if I remember this, I can recognize it and avoid it in the future, when none of this is things she can avoid.
Right.
And
Right.
so that part of her physiology is not doing her any favors, but we all have it. We all have it. And so the helichrysum helps her to move past that. It helps the physiology move past it. Like, if there's emotional and mental components too, it helps with that, but it definitely helps the physiology to move past it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
So yeah, I just stick with those two for a little bit. And
Okay.
so yeah.
Thank you.
Application.